What's up, fellow junkies, and welcome back. I am your host, Horror Junkies 509. Today is going to be my part 2 of my horror collection, Revealed. Now, if you've been following along, I'm just going to continue on right where I left off the last video. And if you haven't been following along, why don't you go back and check out my last video, My Horror Collection Revealed. And this will continue on right here. And if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe to that video, come back and watch this one. And I got plenty of other videos for you guys to enjoy. Check out the gory details. That's kind of my prime video of this channel, and I'm very happy with those ones, especially our latest one. It's doing really great out there, guys. So continuing right where I left off. Next movie is The Crow. Now, this will be debatable as a horror movie or a vigilante movie, but I don't think vigilante movie is a category, so I'm going to go with horror. I love this movie. This is such a good movie. I will honestly admit I haven't watched it in a while, but I do know the basis of it. Of course, our man gets killed. He gets resurrected by a crow, kind of, and he takes vigilante justice into his own hands under his new assumed identity, The Crow. Starred by the late, great Brandon Lee. Too bad this guy wasn't around to do more movies or save the Crow franchise, because, like, as we see, like, I haven't watched a lot of The Crows, but I really have not heard a lot of good things about the sequels. I mean, I can't really say much, considering I haven't seen them. But if you guys have seen them, and you guys have a good one you want me to watch, message me and I'll check it out. Alright, you guys, moving on. Ooh, I love this movie. I just recently watched this one. Dark Skies. This is one of the best alien abduction movies I've seen in such a long time. One reason I really like this movie is kind of a part of it. When I'm watching it, I think it might be a paranormal movie. But then as you continue watching it, it's definitely aliens, but very smart movie. I really enjoyed this one. This should be on a top list of alien abduction movies, because not really do I see alien movies that scare me, and that one kind of gave me the willies a little bit. It didn't scare me, but you guys know the feeling. When you watch everything horror, nothing really gets you anymore. But I mean, when sometimes you're like, this movie, if I was a little less of a horror junkie, I'd probably be scared. I have not been watching Rugrats lately, but I'm still talking like one. I don't know what to say. We're on Classic Town, Classic Drive, you guys. The original Dawn of the Dead by George A. Romero, you guys. This is the most classic horror movie. This is by far like one of the top favorite horror movies of all time, you guys, and rightfully so. It is so much amazingness in one movie. If you guys have seen the remake and you guys enjoy that, come see Daddy. This is Daddy to that movie. I enjoy the remake, you guys. It's one of the few remakes I do enjoy. So, I mean, I recommend it. But the original, you can't beat it. There's a rule about remakes. Don't fuck with the original. And I like to stick to that. I swore. That's cool. Alright, but like I was saying, the remake here, not a bad remake. As far as remakes go, top of the line remake. I can't say a bad thing about this movie besides they make the zombies run. I hate that. But I mean, the fact that I enjoyed this movie anyway is a surprise. I mean, I love zombie movies, but sometimes when I feel like they ruin the zombie thing by making them run, it just feels wrong. But I mean, somehow they got away with it. I don't know. Alright, Daybreakers, you guys. This is such a smart vampire movie. If you guys haven't seen this, this is a little bit of a newer one. Came out in 2010. That seems a little new to me, but whatever. I'll stick with it. 2010, you guys. This is, like I was saying, the smartest vampire movie I've seen in a long time. So I definitely check it out. Movie I don't watch regularly enough, but being it's such a good, I want to say zombie, such a good vampire movie, you guys. But definitely check it out. In that movie, basically, vampires are just, they rule the world, and it's such a cool thing, and then us humans try to rise against. That's all I'm going to say, before I make myself sound stupid. Alright, guys, right back on Classic Drive. I'm going to start saying that. That's weird, but I am enjoying it. Day of the Dead. Another George A. Romero movie. This zombie movie is the one I believe comes right after Dawn of the Dead. This is such a good flick, you guys. Continue on with such a great zombie film. The very first time I watched this movie, I did not care for it because I felt like there weren't enough zombies. They're in this underground thing all the whole time. And I was like, it's a throwaway. But then I rewatched it because I always have to rewatch things sometimes. And I love this movie now. It is definitely one of my top zombie movies. Most of these old George A. Romero's, you can't go wrong, you guys. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. Especially Dawn and Day of the Dead. Such good movies. Alright, guys, moving on to Dead Alive. Now, you guys, I am going to come clean. This is another movie that I need to rewatch. Because the very first time I watched it, I didn't really care for it. I don't know if there's something in the water that day or what. But definitely a movie I want to rewatch because it gets such good reviews by people. And people love this movie. I believe it's directed by... yeah, I'm not going to do this one. I don't want to waste too much time on it. But yeah. This is definitely a movie to check out. I'm going to recommend it, even though I don't like it at this particular moment. But definitely one I want to check out and I want to like. Because it is the goriest fright film of all time. It's a silly movie, but I think that's why maybe I'd be rocked off the boat here and there. Because sometimes things just get too silly for me. Moving on, you guys. Blue Underground. Dead and Buried. This movie I watched. I enjoyed it. But definitely need to revisit. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, and that really bums me out because I stick to horror all the time. I'm always watching, and this is actually numbered. I got 6,590, so that's kind of cool. It's a numbered piece. I didn't really notice that before, but definitely these Blue Undergrounds. That's definitely a cool cover and case, double disc, you guys. I've heard nothing but great things about this release, so definitely I'm happy I got this one. Definitely, I'm checking this out again, and hopefully maybe it'll end up on the gory details one day, and we'll be able to talk a little bit more about it. Because at this point, I'm drawing a blank. I love this movie since the day I first watched it. Grindhouse presents Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof. This movie was so good to me the very first time I watched it. If you guys haven't seen this movie, definitely check it out. I highly recommend this one. I recommend those two Grindhouse movies that came out recently, this one and Death Proof, or not Death Proof, I'm holding that one in my hand. Planet Death or something? Hopefully that'll be coming up in his, I don't really remember which one it was. But definitely, you guys, this movie with Kurt Russell, this movie, it's got such a great story, such great atmosphere in it, and I really enjoy this movie. The Grindhouse releases are always top-notch, you guys. Planet Terror, that's the movie. Sorry, you guys, I'm a little late today, you guys. I'm a little tired, so I'm working with what I got here. Hatchet Army. Who's out there for Hatchet, you guys? I love those movies. Alright, you guys. Kind of a recent movie. 2005. The Descent. I think this movie is incredible. About a group of girls going cave splunking. I'm using splunking because I love that word. And they kind of get trapped down there, and there's some creatures down there that we don't want to be around. They're nocturnal. And they go off of everything they hear. They can't see, and these things look so gnarly and terrifying. But definitely check this one out. It's such great atmosphere. One of those movies that, as you're watching it, even if you're not claustrophobic, you're in those caves with these women, and you're starting to feel like you're in there. You're starting to feel like it's a trip. Like, I will admit that it's quite a trip. And to go along right with it, you guys, The Descent 2, for a sequel to this. This franchise, this double, lost my train of thought there. The Descent 2, like I said, it's a great sequel, you guys. It's definitely worth watching, definitely worth owning. I feel like this is a right continuation right from the first one. I enjoyed the story a lot. Back into the cave again, which you think, what was that? What were they thinking? Are they that stupid? But you have to watch it to understand, you guys. But great one. And coming up, I like this movie. This is kind of a recent movie as well. The Devil's Rejects, directed by Rob Zombie. You guys want some new age great sickness? Watch this one and its counterpart, you guys, House of a Thousand Corpses. Those movies are so evil and so good. If you guys are can handle your gore and handle like your sickness, check this movie out. I recommend it. These three people, they're awesome. Captain Spaulding's my favorite character out of these things. He just makes me smile. I enjoy him. He's played by Sid Haig. I enjoy that his character a lot. But definitely check out Rob Zombie movies. The only Rob Zombie movie I will not recommend is the Halloween 2. And to me, it's just an acid trip. And then he makes Michael Myers talk. bad deal. But then the movie after that he made, Lords of Salem, that's a killer movie. We'll get to that though. Right, ladies and gentlemen, right back at it with George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead. Kind of a found footage film. Really not a fan of those found footage films, but man, I really liked this movie. Not a huge fan of the moving camera all the time, but I can definitely handle it. I mean, nothing's ever killed me. I watched Cloverfield. I didn't get sick. But most people do, so you gotta appease to the people, the majority, I would guess. I guess, if you want to. But Diary of the Dead, definitely another George A. Romero, awesome movie. Check it out. Literally, all of George A. Romero's zombie movies are awesome. Survival of the Dead's a little lacking, but you gotta give it up to the guy. He's getting older, too. Leave him alone. Alright, definitely a recent release. Digging Up the Morrow. It's kind of, what's that word I'm looking for? A mockumentary. Definitely, they kind of follow this guy around who says he knows the entry to the Morrow, which has, like, hides all these monsters and stuff like that. Definitely really cool. It's got Adam Green in it, the director of Hatchet, and I believe a couple other people with him. I don't remember those people, but this is definitely one of the cooler, scarier mockumentaries I've ever seen. Definitely enjoyable, you guys. Check it out. I always try to support Adam Green because he's the creator of Hatchet, you guys. Anything he puts out, anything he does, I try to support it because, man, he's a fan just like us, you guys. Help him out. Like I said before in my last video, I'm a huge fan of Kane Hodder. This is him out and about playing a real serial killer, Ed Gein. This guy is what basically made the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Kane Hodder playing him. I love seeing Kane Hodder outside of makeup. I love seeing this guy be a real actor, and I really enjoyed this movie. Not the greatest movie ever, but it helps having Kane Hodder in it because I'm a fan. He's my boy. Kane, if you're out there, what's up, man? I don't know him, but it sounds like I do, don't I? I don't. It'd be cool, though. Quality, we're back down classic lane, even though some people will look at this movie and just turn their nose up at it, but the original Evil Dead, you guys. I love this movie to death. I remember how I got into this series. I watched Army of Darkness first, and I was like, really nothing great there. Like, I love Army of Darkness, don't get me wrong. I think I've stated that 500 times. But I didn't realize what it came from. And, like, wow. When I first watched Evil Dead 1, I couldn't believe what I saw. And, like, this section, this little box set, this thing is top-notch. Like, three discs deep. There's everything on here you could possibly want. I love Evil Dead. I already pre-ordered the new Army of Darkness Special Collector's Edition from Shout Factory. I'm so stoked. October 27th is going to be a great day. Right there, going with it, you guys, Evil Dead 2. Just as good. The way I map out the Evil Dead series is, this first one, they realized they were really trying to make a scary movie, you guys. They realized it was kind of funny, but they went with it. This one, they definitely realized it was funny, so they kind of made it horror comedy again. And then Army of Darkness was a straight comedy, horror-ish comedy. It's got the horror elements, but it was funny. But I love all three of these films. If you haven't checked them out, I recommend them. I'm giving homework, you guys. If I'm out there being a teacher, I'd be giving these out as homework if I could. I've actually given this out as homework to someone I work with. She doesn't listen very well, so still hasn't seen them. Depressing day for me. Another Kane Hodder film, newer one, Exit 33. He kind of... Sorry, guys. iPad issues. But gonna kind of kick into overdrive to get a couple more movies into this video. So hopefully here we go. Like I was saying, Exit 33, great Kane Hodder movie, you guys. He works at a gas station, makes beef jerky out of his victims until a cop gets a tooth in his beef stick. That sounds dirty, but that's kind of funny. Like I said, gotta speed it up a little bit, you guys. The Exorcist, if you haven't seen The Exorcist, ultimate classic. I don't know what you're doing with your life. The Fourth Kind, awesome alien abduction movie. Definitely one worth checking out. A little slow, but it's a good payoff. I enjoy it very much. Cannot say anything about this original because it's 100% amazing. Fright Night, you guys. I haven't checked out their remake, don't plan on it, but this movie is worth watching. Rewatch value on that movie is ridiculous. I love watching it. From Dusk Till Dawn, one of my original favorite vampire movies, you guys. This one's so smart. I love seeing Tom Savini in this movie with his little cock gun. Next, right here, bing, shoots people. Super awesome. Alright guys, so that's going to kind of conclude me this time, so hopefully you guys will check out my last few videos. Check out the gory details. We got some fun stuff going on there. This is your host, Horror Junkies 519, signing out. You guys have a good one.